spill some in right here.
Real spill.
I'm
Real
happy.
spill.
Let me get some. Hey, hold on.
Okay, real spill. That's what I'm talking
It's called, man. It's your boy Chef Barber, and I'm the chef studio cook. Fucking with real spill podcast. On the real side. You know what I'm talking about?
I catch a bitch,
Yeah.
I break a bitch and make her sell her pussy. Nigga, this your girlfriend. If that bitch decided to AWOL right now, your whole world ends. I catch a bitch.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, man, we back. We back. It's Real Spill, the Real Spill podcast. You want the truth or the fact? You want a lie or the facts? That's what's going on. You want a lie or the fact? What's up, Miss Poetic Tears? How you doing? Do you want a lie or the facts? That's what's going on today. We got a lot of people in this little arena that we in with this podcasting and these commentators, and they be out here spreading lies, half truths. They don't want to bring the facts because the facts don't run with the narrative they're trying to run. I'm doing great, Miss Paul. The lies do not line up. The lies line up with the narrative that they trying to paint, and that's a dangerous that's a dangerous avenue to put to be in when you are the one being talked about. You don't want nobody spreading no lies on you or mistelling the truth or misplacing the facts or what happened in the situation because they could twist it up and that situation could land you in some big trouble with the law. So a lot of people's response, they say the best response is no response. In some cases, they right. In some cases, they are right. Okay, I appreciate that. Comment, and let me know. You know if you got something to say about what we're talking about to further any thought provoking, any things that provoke thought. You know, you ask the question, we'll be an answer. We talk that. But you got these guys playing this dangerous game with this and calling it content, and they really doing they're doing investigative they trying to twist it into some criminal narrative or they're trying to discredit who you are as a person so it decrease your value. That's what they do. So they can so because it's probably and you never know because these people be knowing each other. The public don't know, the general public don't know that they know each other, but they know. And they'll put something out there to kind of try to discredit the value of a person because that person didn't play along with their game. And we gotta understand how to recognize when that play going on when they're trying to put that play down on the player. You know what I'm saying? You can't allow those type of them to get away with those type of things because it strengthens their narrative, it strengthens their value, it strengthens their word, and it weakens. It gives them the opportunity to put the bullshit out there and get the kids and lead the kids the wrong way. If this about the kids, you want the kids to understand the truth behind all this shit. The truth, the real ups and downs in these situations. You can't try to sugarcoat things and sweep shit under the rug and you know, approve or bust their activity. You can't do that. We got to call it how we see it. We got to put the truth on the board. Yesterday we had Cartel Bo. Cartel Bo, we was talking about him and his situation, what he going through with his girlfriend slash baby mama. Now, granted, he's definitely mishandling the whole situation because he's supposed to been gay that woman her weapon purpose. That's for sure. She been out of pocket, and this ain't the first time. If she had the nuts to do the shit she did the other day, taking that baby out that car, she been doing disrespectful shit. This ain't her first rodeo with him. She lost all respect for him, and I can see why. Now, we're not taking nothing from Cartel, because he handled the situation. He got a baby, he got a child with him, so it's a delicate situation. You do not want to be out here, fighting and shit with your baby mama in front of the kids, over the kids. You don't want to even talk about her in a negative, way around the kids, because you don't want them to look at their mom no kind of way other than their mom. You don't want to, make way segue for disrespect when it comes to children. A lot of women do it, but that's I kind of understand that because they be in their feelings shit, and women are irrational and they move on how they feel. But as a man, you have to understand that that's how they move, and you just have to be the exact opposite of what she's telling these kids, so your kids can see for themselves. And hopefully, when they get older, they'll make a good decision. Y'all have a great relationship. But if you start to act in the manner that the woman is saying you is portraying, then you're a bad representation. The kid gonna see it, and it's going on and everything. But far as Cartel Bo going through the court system, the judicial system, and get the full custody of his kids, I commend him on that. I commend him on that because the men we just don't want to go. We don't want to deal with no court system. That's too much for us. So I commend him on that. I'm giving his props on that. But just based on what I've been seeing, her, she been doing way too much to just, have the access that she has to him for me. She would have been cut off. It would have been you know, a no tolerance. Like you can't, you're not welcome over here type of situation. And it would have been understood already. That would have never happened. She is, she is doing the most, but for the most part, Cartel Bo let so much shit slide that she felt like could do, she could operate in that manner. So this is what you had. The situation he allowed, situation he created. So you gotta tell him when he's wrong too. Just give him his flowers for getting custody of his kid. You gotta also look at how he's moving, even dealing with the situation, because the nigga like on the internet asking us, is he a snitch or not? If he go down there and you know, make a statement with the with the DA. You shouldn't come to the internet and ask me. You should already know what to do about that. That's in my opinion. And it's more than one way to skin a cat. You got your kids, so that's the most important part. If they feel like she did anything wrong or illegal, they could deal with that. You don't have to go down and talk to the people that are. So that's not a question you need to ask. Says you should know how to steer that, which way to steer that car. But just by you doing that in this simple ass situation, it, it concerns me when you're dealing with other situations. You don't know, like you don't know. This is a simple situation, I'm sure y'all had plenty of situations when if you confused about this simple ass shit, just imagine the shit we don't know about and the shit that she do know about. So that's probably where she losing respect for him. But that's probably in my mind. I could be wrong. I don't proclaim to know everything, but I do know what I know, and I know how shit go. You let shit slide once, it's just gonna keep happening and keep happening. It's not gonna get any better. It's just gonna get worse. We all know that. But hopefully you get through this situation, man. You get away from that girl. And, that shit work out the way it's supposed to. It's gonna work out the way. It's gonna work out the way it's gonna work itself out anyway. But you know, hopefully he don't you do anything else to have these type of situations going on. Because she's definitely problematic. And now we got Pooh Shiesty. They finally came out with his paperwork. We all thought, based on what the lawyer was saying, they were saying that they didn't have, what said contract that the whole situation was about. They didn't. It was a very, it was a lack of evidence. Here it is. Yesterday they came out with some pictures. It looked like some disturbing events, but I don't know what that shit looked like. It could be anything. That shit, but I, what happened is whatever happened is whatever happened. How the situation was handled, in my opinion, the police should have never been involved in this shit. Rappers get robbed every day. I mean, you can't be the boogeyman and then some shit happen to you. Now you want to be claimed civilian. You ain't been talk about how you changed your life. And that shit don't fly. If you wasn't never a police calling ass nigga, you don't feel right going in the police station doing like police calling ass shit. That man been to prison before. You know what it's like. You been in the streets before. You know what it's like. And when you're dealing with these young guys, these guys are they only know how to handle things one or two ways. So if you want something and you bucking on it, it's only one or two ways this shit gonna turn up. He not thinking about no damn business. He wasn't thinking about taking you to court. He wanna do what he wanna do when he wanna do. So if you even put yourself in a position where you can go to some motherfucking folk ass meeting with a business meeting with this man, knowing how he feel about the whole situation is crazy to me. No way, you should have took her. No way, that little nigga was up. In my opinion. In my opinion, no dominion of nobody. But in my opinion, I never would have went anywhere knowing, he was a disgruntled about a contractual situation that I wasn't willing to relinquish. What's up, Miss Man? I'm not willing to relinquish a contract situation, and I know he won't out of it. Why am I going to meet with this young man, knowing this shit not gonna go nowhere near the way he wanted to go, because he only wants it to go one way, and that's to be released. And you're not trying to release him. What the fuck is you meeting with him for? You almost asked for that shit. You can't you can't ask for the shit and get what you asked for, and then get mad and call the police and you get it. That's how I look at the situation. Because when you look at it from a business standpoint, Shiesty is the man cash cow. And it's hard to let that cash cow go. But if you don't want to let it go, let him go. You gotta at least dance it. You gotta at least make it better. You gotta at least make a nigga an offer he can't refuse. You don't even want to make the nigga an offer he can't refuse. You just wanna, you know, think that your status or who you were or who you are is going, make him conform to this situation, and it's not. Because who you are, who you were, don't matter no more. Niggas don't give a fuck about what you did. They trying, you gotta renew your license. Sonny Tom Brady say niggas need to renew their motherfucking license. You ain't out here renewing your license, renewing your status in these motherfucking streets or these environments, then you know what time it is. They're gonna try you. The whole for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been hearing that old shit don't matter. That old shit don't matter. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit you used to do. I've been hearing it, and I've been taking them niggas' word. They don't give a fuck about what you used to do. So all that shit niggas used to do is just that, what you used to do. It don't mean nothing. And with them being young niggas and me being used to be a young nigga, I know that they mean exactly what the fuck they say. They give a fuck about they don't fuck about what you used to do. You have to be out here currently doing, or you got to be of some assistance. Am I right or wrong? Niggas forgetting the fact that a lot of these young niggas is raised in single parent households. They only been under the guidance of maybe their mother. So not no knock to the moms, but y'all can't teach a boy how to be a man or deal with things like a man. So niggas dealing with young niggas gotta have to consider that. So you gotta consider the fact that they may be a little irrational. They may be a little emotional. So you have to deal with all of that shit the way you need to deal with it. You can't just blow it off or act like it's not a thing. It's a thing. Definitely a thing. All in all, just looking at the situation in totality, he didn't have to go to the police. Like, the police report. All of the people that works for him that was in that situation with him, he's under they're under his supervision. And he should have supervised that situation and told them, no, I won't going to the police, whatever. Give me a to let me know what you lost, I'll replace it. And I reserve my right to be a real nigga. So that means I don't have to do nothing in the moment. I don't have to act out now. I don't even have to admit that the shit true because it's gonna come out. It hadn't already came out. I could just not say he could have handled it like he did, and not say nothing and let niggas run with whatever narrative they want to run with and remain who he was. He had more people on his side to help him through that situation by not making the police report and not making it a police situation. It's the same nigga that preach, keep it in the street, keep it in the street. As soon as some shit happened to you, You keep it. You pull up on the police. You want to keep it in the street to pull up on the police. You're a fucking contradiction. You are the reason niggas was acting the way they was acting back in the day. You are the reason it's a bunch of niggas in jail off of your music doing the shit that you was rapping about, acting out your lyrics. So you owe a responsibility, as a person that people used to look up to as a public figure, as a representation of the street. You have a responsibility to uphold that shit because you rap and preach this shit your whole career. Same nigga you was saying the buster and the fuck nigga and wasn't on shit. Like the same nigga you was talking shit about, Jeezy, is the most stand up, most respected entertainer that come from your era right now. Still got residencies in Vegas, staying out the way, helping the youngest. He ain't in their way. Jeezy act like a real nigga that sold that dealt with a lot of work. Everybody don't have access to it. So if you out here trying to do your thing and make some moves and shit and with a music career, if you just if your YouTube video don't have a 500,000 views and you ain't really making no noise, Jeezy ain't finna you ain't finna you gotta be in a place in the same place as he in to kind of brush shoulders with him as far as Jeezy. Jeezy not going down nowhere to come look for you. Just like just like the nigga that got all the bricks. He not going down to the gutter to the niggas that sell rocks and showing his face and putting himself on the scene. He not doing it. He handling himself just like a nigga that had a lot of work. You have to be in the same place as he in to get access to him. Yeah, but by the time you get there, you don't need him. But it's some game he can give you because he know where you at. Gucci trying to go down and fill niggas up, give them deals. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's cool. Because you might, you know, if they call it find a diamond in the rough. Nothing wrong with that. But when you find that diamond in the rough and that motherfucker has all the characteristics, you have to give them, you have to treat them as if they're who they are. You can't try to little boy these niggas, or you can't try to big dog these little niggas because they not going. If you gonna be a big dog, you gotta do big dog shit. And that man got out of jail same way. Well, these are two different relationships and two different situations. Because you got Lucci getting out of prison and him getting with, his label. And instead of them keeping him as an artist, they gave him his master. They gave him a label deal. And now he kind of doing what he want to do, and they still do business together. That's that's showing your little homie that you recognize that he's not a little homie anymore. He's grown up, and you don't want to continue to eat off him. You want to see him shine. That's the message you send when you do shit like that. But when you look at Shiesty, the time he was in there, his cousin was signed to Gucci. His cousin passed away. Not saying it was Gucci's fault. He had nothing to do with it. It owed him no responsibility to do anything. But the way you handle the situation is like you didn't look at him as a person, you only look at him as a chick. And that'll rub somebody the wrong way. If you knowing this man cousin, and this your cash cow, but the way you looking at him is only money. What up, Biddy? Y'all only looking at the nigga like he a check ends to a means. You ain't respecting him as a man. You only trying to keep your foot on his neck. He recognizing that shit, and he gonna buck on you. And that young nigga only know how to handle shit one or two ways. If you've been in Memphis and you've been around these Memphis niggas, you should know that. So for you to be as old as you are, went through the shit that you went through, you can't say that you was naive. You just felt like nigga ain't gonna do shit to you. You thought you were tough. You went in there on some tough nigga shit, brought you some little police niggas, hired some police niggas to go with you, got you a cameraman thinking you finna put some footage out about this shit, and that shit went left for you because you wasn't respecting that man as a man. That man did all that prison time. He outperformed everybody you ever signed. He just won out the deal instead of you trying to keep him as trying to little dog him and act like you some big dog and it can't happen to you. You should have handled that situation the same way. What's the name? TIG handled Leach. You should have said, okay, look, I'm gonna be your master. So you ate long enough, nigga. You ate the whole time he was in prison. That shit ain't bringing in the same check it was. So you might as well get a man that look, give him his masters, give him a label deal. That way y'all still in business together. He can free to do business with whoever he want to do, but you eat off of it a percentage. You eat off of it a small percentage. But you ain't want to do that. You try to keep your foot on that nigga neck. What you thought that nigga was gonna do? Everybody saw that shit coming. So if you just take that shit to the police instead of keep it in the street, you've been a police ass nigga. What up, big boy? Nah, if I ain't making no sense, let me know. 'Cause that's what it looked like to me. It looked like Gucci mismanaged that situation because he felt like he was above something happening to him. He didn't respect and he didn't understand what he was dealing with Pooh Shiesty. He tried to handle Shiesty the same way he handled the situation his cousin went through. Oh well, ain't no more music shit. Get my chains back. They go 20,000 to the funeral. But the family probably put up their own 20, 30,000. We don't know. This is why you see the family reacting to the little money he spent. Like, nigga, this ain't shit. And then you want some change back, nigga, come take it. You did. You gonna put up on some grieving people and tell them you want some shit back that you gave to the person that passed away. They not respecting that shit. I understand business. I get it. But you damn near got them chains for free. You ain't pay no money for them chains. You got so many of them. Whoever your jeweler they not putting you in no motherfucking chokehold about no jewelry. Them bitches down there, especially looking at the jewelry you got, the jewelry that you personally wear. And folks probably gave you that shit. You ain't doing ain't nothing but a tax write-off, nigga. It's just too many ways you mismanage a lot of situations. dealing with this Pooh Shiesty shit. And when the shit go left, the police, you wasn't supposed to go to the police because you wasn't respecting niggas that went to the police when you did it to them. You shouldn't have went to the police. Now you got this man in the feds, back in the feds, got the whole everybody locked up, fighting cases and shit. Because you wouldn't let the man at the contract. You could have let the man at the contract. You could have just you didn't even have to meet up with the nigga for that. You could have just told him, look, I'm gonna give you a master's back. And we're gonna do a labor deal. I'm gonna give you a labor. Your chopper game, that's gonna be your labor. And I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna distribute you. I'm gonna get 25% of the distribution. I'm gonna collect all your money or whatever. But you trying to little boy this nigga. And he ain't going. So you gotta, as a man, you gotta respect the movie field because he only know how to handle shit one or two ways. Nigga probably stupid all day. Shit was a crash out, nigga. It was a crash out shit for sure. But at the same time, he don't know no other way to handle shit. At this point, ain't no sense in looking for nobody to blame because shit, what's done is done. But if you gonna point a finger at somebody, you gotta point it at Gucci. But you could have just gave the man the labor deal and let him walk. And since you didn't, when the shit turned out the way it turned out, you could have just let that shit ride. You ain't had to go to the police. And all these motherfuckers writing these letters to these judges and shit, trying to act like they scared and all that shit. Nigga, how you scared? Ain't you a security guard? Don't you protect people for a living? So you can protect them, but you can't. You can't protect yourself. Don't none of that make sense. I guess this is why I couldn't be a judge because I asked these type of questions. I'd be like, I understand you lost your shit, but say you scared and you a police, ain't you an ex-police? Why are you scared? How are you scared? Don't you run a security business? Won't that look bad for your business, saying that you scared? That's the way I'd be looking at the shit. Like, you gotta be capped. I wouldn't even honor that shit. I'd have gave that nigga the bond. But the letter was just like too much because you ain't have to write the letter because the man wasn't gonna get no bond anyway. Because if in the paperwork they said he was already out here, fucking up. So the bond shit is just a formality. It's just some shit they do because that's what they gotta do in these situations. That's the what you call that shit. That's the due process. They just going through some due process shit, and you out here writing letters and shit like you ain't scared for your life, and you a whole motherfucker bodyguard. That don't make sense. You're a whole ex-police officer saying you scared. Makes sense. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. You let me in the comments.
Bitch, follow my instructions. Get the money, don't forget to get the money. And when you get the money, bitch, bring me the money. Bitch, follow my instructions. Get the money, don't forget to get the money. And when you get the money, bitch, bring me the money. Bitch, follow